Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of Win One Take One. I'm really glad to be doing this series once again. Now this episode we're going to be taking on the West Tigers, who came in at 15th, and we're taking on the St George Illawarra Dragons, who are at 14th. So obviously Tigers going to be the first game, followed by the Dragons. Obviously a little bit of a different teams to what they are right now, because this is 2013 rosters, but nonetheless still some decent players that you can look in and trying to get, like Benji Marshall, Brafen Astor, Rugby Farah, Chris Lawrence. We've had him in the past. I'd love to have him again. Actually, it's a really good centre. So yeah, if you haven't seen the previous episode, we picked up Fui Moi, Mitchell Allgood, and Joseph Paulo. So yeah, all some pretty good additions. Grant, the winger, actually picks off a pass there. I think it was supposed to go to Cora Betty, but we're just picking up an intercept there. Vintage Benji Marshall, some would say. I would say, 100%. Now the centre, like I said in the previous episode, actually a pretty decent goal kicker. So I'm not really concerned with goal kicking at this stage. And out of all the backs, I would like to keep him in the side the most, I think, just for goal kicking until we find someone else. Now Fui, not the best of starts for him. Drops the ball on very early, and yeah, not the greatest. And I do have to say, Fui doesn't feel the same as he did last season. No, nothing else has changed. But Blake Ashford just going to go straight through here. He's going to score. We had a last-ditch attempt, a last-ditch dive. Couldn't get anywhere near him, but... And basically, this is just what I was talking about in the previous episode. I keep talking about the previous episode, but go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. But playing with this caliber of side, I mean, apart from the three first graders that we have, we got a bunch of I don't know, not even as good as under 20s probably. And that's just a fact, I'd say. They can't defend in this game. They're not very good at all. But we've been dropping the ball, and then we give away another penalty. I think this actually might have been the first penalty, but give away a penalty from just right to the post, and Benji Marshall just slots the conversion. 2 out of 2 conversions it is, and it's 8-6. Just heading before half time, but we're going to go for the short kickoff, try and see if we can scrap a few points here, just grab a few points before half time. Whether we do, I'm not really sure, but I have to wait and see here. Got less than 2 minutes. Moi gets a pass to Bateman. Bateman gets it to Grant. Grant just passes it to Moi, and a tackle by Galloway, I think it was. Now, I was kind of expecting Moi to just sort of bash his way over there, but obviously didn't work out that way. And I think it was Robbie Farah who just got the ball there, and there was a split second where I thought he was going to race away there, but obviously not. And that peak here, just a run getting it to the middle. We have a few options, could go left or right here, but a very poor pass. Well, not even a poor pass, but Philly should have got his hands to that one, but he just does get his hands onto this one. Bateman gets another offload away to Grant. Grant's got to beat the fullback, which is Moulton, and he can't do that. Fifth to last, 46 minutes in, probably the first set of the second half. We're gonna put up a bomb here, and it's not too bad. I've got to say, I've been getting pretty good at the bombs here, but Fufu Morme strips it on Corabetti, and try time. There we have it. It's gonna go up to video ref though, but obviously going to be a try. We will show a replay just for the sake of showing a replay. Check the onside first though. You see there, Fui, he's onside. I'm not even sure if the offside, plays any part in this. I'm not convinced it does. Obviously the camera not really on Fui at this stage. No one was really expecting the strip. I think it was actually on Chris Lawrence or Moulton, whoever it was. Just poor ball security, and Moi picks up a try. He hasn't really played well at all. We've seen a lot of force offloads from him, and drop balls, and just shit in general pretty much. But he comes up with a big play at a big moment, and we're right back in the game. Well, not back in the game, we are in the game, we're winning it. Moving on to the 50th minute here, Peak gets it to Reese, gets it to Cunningham. Cunningham's been our top try scorer, I think. Well, he scored a few tries in the last game. He's only played one game before this. Now we're going to attack down the left centre. McDonald gets it to Grant. Grant just keeps finding himself in space. It's too bad he doesn't have enough to actually finish a try or anything. But Bateman's got to put a bomb here. There's no fullback at home. We've got Reese coming through here. Oh, and he's going to knock it on. He could have just caught it and put it down. Thankfully, though, nothing's going to change with the scoreline, and we're going to pick up a victory, 12-8. Owens, the 5'8", picks up man of the match. So tries to Grant and Moi. Reese kicking the goals, and Ashford picking up the lone try for the Dragons. Not the Dragons, the Tigers. Now, we got 3 picks here, as we only won by less than 20 points. So we're going to get 4, 14, and 5. So let's see who they are. First one, Chris Lawrence. I talked about earlier. I wouldn't mind getting him back, and obviously we do here. He's got pretty good stats there, good acceleration, speed, strength. Like, he's a pretty good player, and I'm looking to play him at fullback. Matt Bell, I don't really know too much about him, apart from one time I was in a elevator with him at ANZ Stadium one time, so that was pretty cool. But apart from that, I don't really know too much about him, but he seems to be okay on the game at least. And Tim Simona, obviously, I like Tim Simona in real life. On the game, doesn't look that impressive, but I suppose he's better than what we've got. So we'll throw him in, I think, at the centres at this stage. I was tempted to put him in at fullback, as it said fullback was one of his positions that he could play, but I'd rather go with Chris Lawrence just for the speed, purely for the speed. And Simona, he's got a fair bit of strength and that sort of stuff, so we can just slide him into the centres. Hopefully he can do the job. And we're going to need to have a good performance against the Dragons, because I think Dragons are, obviously, they went better than Tigers in 2013, and I think they've got some pretty good players. Obviously, their backline's quite good. No Jamie Soward for them, so they got Chase Stanley in there. I think Soward had already moved to the London Broncos or whatever by the time these rosters were released. So, yeah, obviously, no Soward. He would have been a nice pickup, but yeah, there's a lot of pickups that we'd like to get. Obviously, Morris, Nightingale, Cooper, Dugan would be a big one. Just a lot of good players. Even some in the likes of like Cray and that sort of stuff I would take. We're going to get a little lucky intercept. Now, a lot of times I can sort of read an intercept, but I didn't intentionally go for that one. It just sort of happened. Fell into Owen's arm. Now, Chris Lawrence is going to take the ball here. He gets a nice little pass off to Tim Simona up the left wing. Gets it inside to Watton or whatever his name is, and he drops the ball. Mossop, the hooker, picks it up, but it was already a knock on. Now they're going to go straight into a hole here. Josh Dugan. Thankfully, we've got Chris Lawrence at the back there who can make the tackle, unlike the previous fullback we had, who his name escapes me. But Chris Lawrence gets us out of trouble there. It was actually a pretty nice kick there, but we sort of just went down the short side and we got it. Now Bell hits a gap there, gets it to Parry. I think it's just Parry. But we're going to continue going to the right-hand side here. Bell passes it to Reese, and the centre scores again. What a try scoring machine this guy is. Caliber-wise, he's not really up there, but he just seems to be able to score the tries and keep the goals, most importantly, which is very nice, because on this difficulty, which is the hardest one, it's really hard. Like, you can't afford to miss kicks unless you got a huge lead, because the computer just doesn't miss. Now we've got Carlton here, makes a break. Well, he doesn't make a break himself, but he gets put into a hole. Now Watton on the wing here, puts in a grabber for himself, can't get to it. Brett Morris just goes and gets it. And that's where the play ends. It's half time, 6-0. Would have been nice to score right there, but obviously we didn't. Now we've got a kick off here. Now Fufu Moi Moi, bang! That's Chase Stanley getting dropped there. And that was amazing. Now I was expecting another pass here, and I had Cunningham selected, and I was going to try and rush up on the winger, but obviously it never happened. Now Ben Cray makes a break here, straight through the middle. Stanley gets another offload to Frizzell, then another offload to Nightingale, who'll go over and score. And that's some pretty nice play there by the Dragons, I have to say. They just kept the ball alive, and it's one of those ones where it literally felt like I couldn't do anything. I was making the tackles, they were just getting offloads or palming us off, and I was like, damn, like, what can I do? Anyways, 6 all it is, I believe. As you can see, we took Fury off, needed a bit of a rest. Sometimes I forget to make the subs, but I've got to give him a bit of a break. I mean, you don't see Fury Moi Moi play 80 minutes, it just doesn't happen. Chris Lawrence put into a gap there, passed it to Timona, just drew and passed, but unfortunately we couldn't get the second pass off that we needed to score the try. But it's not going to matter too much here, as Bateman's just going to hit a gap there, and there's another try. Bateman, I'm not sure if he's the starting centre at this stage. Obviously he's off the bench, but he's a centre who could play second row, so I see him being a part of the side for a little while until we find some more versatile players. Obviously we've got Joseph Paulo who can play second row, and he can also cover a lot of positions as well, so he's a bit of a utility. But yeah, that guy's going to be a utility. Cunningham scores a try up the right wing, and that's game over for me. 16-6. We got a kick to come. This is a very tough one. The wind going against us, also pushing it from right to left. So yeah, very tough one, and we end up missing it. So 2 from 3, not too bad. We'll take that. Like I said before, if you got a bigger lead, doesn't really matter too much. There was a big shot by the Dragon. Not sure who pulled it off, but Moi Moi is going to get a last pass off. Gets it to Cunningham, and we've got another break up the right wing. He's going to pass it to Moi Moi. Gets it. Oh, I was going to say I thought he got another offload, but mustn't be yet. Mossop gets it to the half. Gets the Burke to Mills. Gets another pass off to Tim Simona. Draws and passes. Chris Lawrence is tackled. And that was last little bit for that sort of play. But right in half time, we're going to go and score. And Bateman scores a second, I think it was. And that brings up the 20-point margin. And by the way, I was just sort of just going for it, just throwing the ball. That's why I was just kept offloading the ball if I could. Because I wanted to get the extra play at this stage. any extra player we can get is just, it's crucial, really. I mean, it's very, very, very handy. Whether it ends up being some, you know, fringe player or whatever, is not really that good. They're all going to be better than what we've got, unless it's, I don't know, in a position that we already have covered, but we don't have any positions covered, really. So 4 players out of the 17, we get 13, 9, 10, and 1. So I'm very, very happy with one of those picks. Trent Merrin, the first one, I think we actually got him in the previous series. A lot of repeats, but obviously, I mean, how many players can you get out of the 17? It's probably going to be good odds of getting repeat ones. But Trent Merrin, a great player. I'm pretty happy with him. Not the best in this game, but whatever. Good offload. Mitch Rain, we need a hooker. He might not be the best in this. Obviously, not really. It doesn't really reflect his real life game, I don't think, but we'll take him. Michael Wayman, I'm pretty happy with this one. Pretty decent on the game, I think, and yeah, he's decent in real life, I'd say. Now, Josh Dugan, this is the major one. Probably, he is a superstar. Our first raw superstar in our side. Hopefully, he can join a lot of superstars in the future, but we'll have to wait and see, because that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. If you can leave a like, it'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment on what do you think of our pickups, and yeah, Facebook's in the description below. Twitter also in the description below. It's at Mr. LincolnYT. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.